So I think I really have to move fast for this one. I discovered early and on time that the other stream was cut off. So yeah, let's go. So for this inner part, I'm going to do this. I'm going to insert, extrude. Let me turn off all of this. Extrude, insert, extrude on the Z. Then I'm going to insert again, and I would extrude all the way in, just like so. So that's what I'm going to do for this inner part. I'm moving really fast so that this stream doesn't cut again. Right here, I'm going to bring cursor to this exact same point, and then I'll add in a cylinder. Or let's do it in front actually. I'll bring the cylinder here, scale down RX90, and I can bring this down. As a matter of fact, let me isolate all of this. With this, I can SY. This back can be extruded along normals. In here, I can insert and extrude this all the way out, right? Right on this edge, I'm going to bring in a circle, RX90 with 38 sides, scale this down. Right here, I will fill, and then I'm going to select 8 sides of this. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't think that's going to be enough. I think another way to, what other way can I use to actually deselect this? Let me see. Check out the select. I need one selected, but a number deselected. Is this a good number? It doesn't even have to be 8. So I'm going to scale into boundary box, like so. Bounding box, rather. I say boundary box. So all of this, I'm going to add in a sub D to it. Maybe commit that sub D. I can SY 0 and extrude this outward. So this is cool. I'm going to select, I can select all of that. I think next up, what happened? Oh man. So I think I'll just have to go to the side. Did this cut again? Select boundary. Select boundary loop. Bevel this. Let's see. I think this thing has cut again, but let's see. This is not nice. This is not nice, man. I'm really frustrated by this network. Okay, I think I'm still on actually. I'm still on. Nice. This is not nice, man. Okay, yeah, I'm still on. So let me just continue. The network is dropping seriously. See, it's really dropping. So Let me just go on. I think I'm pretty much done with this model actually. I think just because of the fact that I wanted to texture on stream, that's the only thing that I am not happy with. Whenever I have the opportunity to texture on stream, I would like to, always kind of do that basically. But apparently now I don't think I'll be able to. So with this, I would insert, turn this into a circle, scale that down, and then maybe I want to apply this sub. No, I don't want to apply that sub deal. Okay, so that's beautiful. Right here, I'm going to bring in a loop to this side, duplicate that, separate that selection, and then on the Z axis right here, I'll select these faces, and then these faces will be extruded on the Z just like so, as Z0. So I can call back the whole thing and kind of just position this the way it should be. I think this should be smaller. I can GY, bring this out, GZ, SY a little, GY, and then selecting this, I'll use that to RZ. Let me do active elements so I can use that to RZ and place this around here. So this looks okay, but I want to RZ with control. So if I need to bring that back to center and adjust something, it will be easy. So I think the next thing I need to do is just this stop. After this stop, the way I'm running away from this stream, fast, like real fast, bro. I'm going to join this. I'll select this, join those, and join. And in all honesty, maybe I don't even want to join all of that. Like, I need to turn this into a circle. So maybe I can just insert, turn this into a circle and scale down, you know. So can delete that face. You see this edge, it needs to not just be beveled, but there are more details that needs to be captured on the side. So for example, this I think needs to be extruded just like so. So if I turn on the bevel, we're going to have this effect, maybe tightened up on the edges around here, and then right around here. Maybe I want to separate this into its own object actually. Then I can scale this a little bit so that this can GZ and I can ES. No, I would isolate that. ES on that. EZ on that. So all of this can be beveled, made sharper, and then this can have a different bevel to it. So that's cool. That looks like looks like a cover, but not this thick, I beg. So this I'm going to bring closer to reduce the size of that. Okay, so we're going to work on the top right now. This edge, I'm going to scale down. I'm going to EZ on that, ES, and then EZ a little bit. This is too close to the top actually. So all of this top, I will select that and I want to push that up a little more. So that's cool. This There's some shading issues in this, so I'm going to tighten that up. And next I'm going to work on is the stand, right? After the stand, I'm pretty much done with this. S Shift Z. I can bring this in, hold this here, hold this here. So the stand is going to come in on this one. So I'm going to separate this like so. As a matter of fact, I feel like, okay, so this stand, I will just GZ. I will scale it up to occupy all the whole space. And then I would extrude just like so. So all of this, I will select, I'll bevel this. Okay, I'm not beveling yet. I want to create all the parts that needs to be created. This is like 6 sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this correct? I don't think so. But let's do it like that. So I'm going to extrude. And as a matter of fact, maybe 6 times 4, 24. How many edges are here? About how many vertices? Vertices are here at 30. And I need 6, so I think I just need to space it out by 10. So 1. That's nice. Extrude. Come to the front view. I'm going to delete those vertices. This is too thick for what I'm trying to achieve, actually. So can I take this? Dissolve this face. Select this. Insert. But I need to SY also. And then extrude that. So right here, I'm going to select this part and extrude that also. So on this part, 1, 2, I can GZ, right? Select all of this, 1, 2, and then GZ. And I'm going to change this to only connected, I'll be connected only rather. GZ. Okay, that's cool. You see this entire surface down here. 1, all of this. I'm going to scale up from active elements SZ. SZ0. So all those are going to be flat. Change to active element SZ. That's nice. All of this face through to here. I'm going to GZ. Right. So what I'm going to do is This is face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to select all this, and I think you kind of already guessed where I'm taking this to. Is stream still on? Let me check. I actually doubt. Okay, still on. Fantastic. Okay, stream still on. I would invert the selection, delete all of that face, and I'm going to bring in an array and just rotate on the circle. We are doing 6. I didn't connect to Jesus. It didn't connect. The 7 connect. 7 is too much actually. Hey. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to undo all the way to this point, and you see this part. I'm going to deselect this. Maybe this should be part of the whole selection. So delete all of that face, and then I'll dissolve these vertices. So let's do our array again, and then we're going to go around the circle and do that 6 times. So it looks like I needed to add that way. Okay, maybe it works. Let's see. I'm going to apply the array and then merge by distance. If I add in a bevel, let me see if this is going to work. No. This is not working, bro. You know what? Instead of like a general bevel, I'm going to go one after the other. Go back to array, and all the bevel I need to bevel, I'm just going to do it right here. All right. I feel like this should be beveled. That part is good. That's cool. These down parts, fill. I'm going to shift D on that. P separate that selection. Apply array, merge by distance, and then extrude that. Yep. I think this bevel, I feel like this bevel is too much. Dissolve edge. Let's bevel this again. Make it a tighter bevel. All right, that's cool. Let me see if I'm still on. If I'm still on, I'm going to texture. If not, I am not. Okay, I'm still on. So let us texture. For the texturing, what's this now? I already closed all the apps. And first of all, save this. Um, Day 90 done. Old stove. I'm going to save all other resources, right? And I'm texturing, so let's do a little bit of that. I'm going to bring in that stove to the side so I can take some of the colors. I think the two major colors, I'm going to bring in a color ramp. Yeah, I think a color. Yeah, color ramp. I'm going to pick this and I'm going to combine that with the white. So I'm going to first of all connect this to the base color, and then I'm going to bring in a noise texture. So the noise texture is what I'm going to use to create the flakes. Or what about if I use a Voronoi? Yeah, I would have used the Voronoi, but a Voronoi would be tricky to navigate. So I'm not going to use that. So we need more of the green, right? And change this to constant. And I think it looks something like this. I'm going to reduce this. I can make it more metallic, but this stove is never like this even when you buy it new. So this, I'm going to make it black with a reduced saturation, maybe not 100% black. That's cool. I'm going to select all of these inner parts and connect to the black, right? This and this also could be connected to the black, but this, I'm going to make it red. But I'm thinking maybe I should use polyhaven so I can easily just save. I don't know. I don't really know much about baking materials. But I know I want to keep the materials in the blend file. Shader editor. I'm going to go to mix color, and then we have one connected here. We have one connected here. So this color can be changed to red. So that's cool. I think that should apply to this also. I won't even lie to you. So this entire node setup, I'll copy it and then I'll link this to this, right? But this time around, this is going to be a different material, basically. So I'll paste that node setup I just copied, G, and how I'm going to approach this is delete that. I'll shift D and add this to this point, right? And then the noise texture, let me see if I can just put it in between. Did it work? I don't think it did, but let me try this. Cube UV project. Let's see. Okay, so it's not giving me the pattern that I want. So I'm going to mix this independently of the other one. I'm going to mix like so. All right, and then this is kind of going to have its own color ramp. So we're going to go get our flakes material like so, or pattern rather. Connect to this, go 100% on that, and then like so. So I feel like this green should be darker. So from here, I'm going to make it dark. Or is this one that makes it dark? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So that's cool. You see this black material, I'm going to link to this one too. So this is going to be a different material, but this time around we're going to make this black. So every other component links to that OG right there. So this I want to use color ramp to control brightness and light and darkness, right? I will link this, right? Make it a different material. Make this metallic. I'm going to control. I was thinking of controlling as a uniform, but I think this is okay. So these two will link material. This, I'm going to connect to this black, but it's going to have a stronger matte color. So link material like that. These two I'll copy and then link this material. But this right here is actually a different material. I'm going to open my reference and show you guys. Say, I don't know if it's supposedly made to be look that rusty, but I'm going to make it like that. So right here, up, think around this color, but reduce saturation and much darker. Increase the saturation a bit. That's cool. I'm going to I'm going to bring in a bump here. Connect to the height. You know what? I'm going to bring in a noise texture to do this. Noise into the bump and out. Maybe too much noise actually. So I'm going to take this distance up to 1 and bring down the strength like so. I'm going to push up, make the color of this a little brighter, and then I'm going to bring in ambient occlusion. So I'm going to detect the areas that I want to affect with this ambient occlusion, make the distance I'm going to go to color ramp. Let's see if we can tighten all that black. I want to bring in a different color of rust. Okay. Put this in here, then this is going to be a darker shade. Okay. Where's that ambient occlusion I just did? And the roughness is not, I'm not enjoying the roughness at all. I'm going to link this to this. And I think this inner part too. Link. So yeah, that's about it, man. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and share on I'm going to share on YouTube, go to posts. And then we're going to drop on here. We can't. So maybe I'm going to just bring in here. So I'll call this day what? I think this was day 75. Done. See y'all tomorrow. All right. So yeah, that's a wrap. I'm going to save this. Maybe I should have shot that from this angle actually. Then this looks like it needs a cube UV project. I'm going to save all of that into this blend file, and yeah, that's about it. So that's it, guys. I feel like the second stream was so much more stable. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one. It's peace.